Welcome back to On the Streets, to one of the most significant videos out of the nearly 1,200 I have posted. You're going to hear some information here that you won't hear on the mainstream media. These are candid conversations, unscripted, on the streets. And from time to time, I will run across again of people that are in strategic places of influence. This is one of them. This is a lieutenant colonel. And he gives us information on the inside workings that most people have never heard. So I hope you enjoy this video. And I want you to know that to keep me out there, I need your help. So if you would, please, if you want this information, please contribute. One way or the other, please do it. You can go to my PayPal account at badassuncle76 but what I really love it is when you go get one of my designs, and then you can spread the message by wearing my designs around at badassuncle.threadless.com at my shop. And of course, you know, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, subscribe again, because they do knock off subscribers, as you know. Hit the bell button so you know that I got another video up. Do all these things, the like button, of course. And share, share, share. So I want to thank you all for coming in. Remember, this is a spiritual battle that we're fighting on a material plane. And I need the materials to stay out there. So please give me those materials so I can expand this. I would like to hire a crew to be able to do live broadcast and marketing so we can have a bigger impact. Thank you. God bless you. Let's get to this video.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
You stand in the line, stand in the post here.
Yeah, oh well.
I went to a Navy Notre Dame game in Jacksonville, what, 2 years ago, Steph? And they had a guy dressed as Hillary in the fucking prison suit.
Yeah.
So, Naval Academy, pretty pro-Navy military crowd, right?
Yes.
So there's 75,000 people in the stadium, 70,000 of them think like we do. And then Notre Dame, well, I mean, pretty Irish Catholic. Everybody going to that game was like, lock her up, getting pictures taken, whatever. I mean, there was no, and it was about a week before the election. And I go, you know what? I saw more Trump banners driving along the I-4 corridor, 95 from Tampa to Jax.
Yes.
And I saw that, I go, he's going to win fucking Florida.
Yes.
And obviously, the rest is history, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
You're just not allowed to say it if you've got a regular job and you're
on social
media. All right.
I know. Being out here, I mean, this liberal cesspool, I was catching it. You know, I was catching I was feeling it. It was going to happen. Where are you from?
Well, I've been in the military my whole life, so I've moved around. But I'm from Tampa, St. Pete now. I retired out of Tampa, MacDill Air Force Base.
Graduated from Seminole High.
Oh, you know where it is.
Yes, of course.
So I was at Special Operations Command for the last, I still work there as a contractor.
So you worked for me then?
For like 15 years, yeah. I love that too. Like, how do they get away with that shit? Like, and then another guy, you know, made the girl like suck his cock or whatever. Like, and she's a professor, but like you go after Kavanaugh, but like, oh, we're gonna wait till the investigation's over with her. What investigation? He's just gonna deny the shit.
Where's Camellia Harris? Where's Cory Booker now? Where are they?
They're such effing hypocrites.
My saying is, if it wasn't for hypocrisy, liberalism wouldn't exist.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. Keep up the good work.
Well, thank you. Here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
I love it.
Yeah, well, check out my YouTube channel on the back, and then you can.
You know who the guy that works with me, and I work for this guy in an indirect way a long time ago, and then he was his executive officer twice, General Mike Flynn.
Really?
Yep. And because he said lock her up, the Clinton machine came after him.
Sure.
He didn't do shit wrong. He's the most honorable, best general I ever served under in my life. He'd come into my office. Okay, I'll catch up with you. He'd come into my office like, hey, Jerry. He goes, hey, this is what I need you to do. Like, just me to you. I'm a lieutenant colonel. He's a fucking general. And he's like, hey, can you go over to Iraq and check this out and just get this going? I need to transition this stuff. I was over there with the special guys, and you know, can you get this executed? I'm like, hey, Roger, that's sir. Obviously, you know, yeah, sure. Like, but it wasn't a formality. I've got to look like the poster boy general and have everybody kiss my ass. And you like me, you sit there, you know, Irish guy from fucking New England, talk like this. Everybody loved that guy. And when it got political up in D.C. with those clowns like Brennan and their ass clown, and everybody hates those guys too. Like I was in the intelligence group, everybody hates Clapper, Brennan.
Yeah.
They were pussies. They were analysts.
How do they get this?
Because they get appointed. They get appointed, and they make careers out of like stepping on people's backs and being politically correct. Being politically correct. Hayden, Brennan, Clapper, nobody respects those three guys. They had it out for Flynn. If you do the math, and you can look it up, Flynn wrote a book with a Marine Corps captain. So think about this.
I had to come back. My wife had the money.
Thank you, brother.
Three-star general in charge of all intel for Afghanistan writes a book, or excuse me, a paper, but it's a long paper, with a Marine Corps captain. He picks a captain. He's a general. How to fix? It's called Fixing Intel. Well, it puts it right in the face of Clapper and those guys. It's not here to go get decision briefs to bureaucracy. It's here to get word on the street on what's going on in the villages and the tribes in Afghanistan, and get intel down to the platoon level and feed the companies, not feed their staffs up higher. Well, they had it out for him ever since then. They made him DIA director, and of course it was Obama for 8 years. And they said, we're going to get this guy, and they got him.
Why do you think he pleaded guilty?
Because they went after his son. Because he's a very good dad. Like I said, I know the guy personally. He's a very good dad, and my buddy is like on speed dial with him, and they eat dinner together when he's in town and stuff. They went after his son. They said, we're going to arrest your son.
Are these snakes ever going to be held accountable?
Yeah. So Mueller, everybody thinks that guy's like a...
No, he's a snake.
He's a snake. He survived half those investigations he was in charge of.
Yeah.
So you did a tour in Vietnam as a Marine. God bless you. That was like 40 years ago. I did 25 years. I'm not asking anybody to kiss my ass. I can go fuck people's over and say I'm going to go arrest your son. What gives you the right to do that?
He's dirty. He is dirty.
Fuck, I'll punch that guy in the face if I saw him. He's a fucking clown. Oh, but he's untouchable because he was a Marine. Yeah.
Well, they just called him in for some FISA abuses he did in 02.
And think about it. The FISA abuses were for a Naval Academy graduate who happened to be doing business with Russia. Wasn't that during the time of the Russian reset and Hillary's and like uranium one and everything? And the guy was like an investment banker and happened to be in Russia every once in a while. And now you can do a FISA wiretap on the guy. Remember Trump goes, hey, they're wiretapping. Oh, there's no such thing as wiretaps anymore. Look at the FISA. They were fucking tapping. They were tapping his shit.
The doc is he was the bag man for the uranium one deal. He's the one that brought the samples to the Russians.
Yeah. They're so dirty. Clinton Global Foundation.
So the question remains.
Notice why they shut that place down. They shut that down, right? Because they know how dirty it was.
Yes. But the question remains, I mean, lock her up was not a campaign slogan.
Yeah.
Are we going to see it?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, no, because they don't have Attorney General with the balls to fucking do a prosecution.
You don't think this new guy coming in is going to be any good?
You know what? If they hired a guy outside the system to go in there, I'd say, 50-50 chance. This guy was Attorney General before or whatever, so they all know each other, and they know that people have dirt on people, and they make enemies with those people. They will come after you. And Flynn didn't know anything. Think about it, he was just retired, right? And he got into it, and he didn't know how many snipers were on the roof in that crowd. And then they came after his son. And you know what? If I was his personal advisor and said, why are you doing business with some Turkish government cutout? It's not worth the $500 grand they're going to pay you. You're a brand retired 3-star. You could be on every board of every fucking big company in the world. You'll make way more money than that. But sometimes, like I hope guys when they transition on the military, sometimes it's just right there. They're like, oh shit, I'm now it's my time. You know, I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing. But they go, well, everybody else is doing it, doesn't make it right. Bam. And it was if what he pled guilty to, he didn't do. But what they had on him was this Turkish government contract, and he didn't register that he was working with a foreign entity, and he should have. He should have put that on his security, SFA 86 form, and he didn't. I don't know why, but he didn't.
Yeah, but these are such petty.
And his son was involved in that business, so they go, we're going to come after your son, and we're going to fucking...
Yeah, but it's still petty shit,
sure.
comparable to everything else. But the feeling, I guess you can tell me what it's like on the inside. I know what it's like on the outside. Those people they want to see some justice.
Yeah.
They want to see Clapper and Brennan and Mueller and Clinton. They want to see these people have some accountability.
Yes, accountability is the word. Yeah, we're all accountable for stuff we've done.
If we don't see it, it's just going to erode more and more. And then you got to look at nobody has any trust in the FBI anymore.
No, completely discredited. And you see how politicized it got. And what you were saying about accountability. If you're a liberal, aren't you the guys that said, why are we going to war? Don't spy on me. Government intrusion. What did they do? They went to war. They're spying on people without authorization because they're lying about the FISA. And it's total government intrusion. So you're really not a liberal if you're saying that. You're just a Democrat. And again, it goes back to hypocrisy 101. So Trump's everybody's mad at him now. It's funny, all the liberal news media is mad at him because he says, let's pull our guys out of Syria.
Yeah.
Why the fuck should we have my buddies in Syria? Yeah. We can handle it from a closer. We needed them there 2 or 3 years ago when Obama looked the other way. But, there's like a 0.1% left. We can't take those guys out. And if he uses that as a lever to protect some of the Kurds, which is why we're withdrawing a little slower than at first, I'm sorry that Mattis didn't like that. I'm fine with that.
It all goes back, again, to the deep state. The military-industrial complex, of course, perpetuating their own importance. False flag operations created to go ahead and, we got to be there.
Yeah.
Most everybody I speak to knows 9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah, that one I don't know about. I know that there's the theories. I've seen the theories. I would agree with you on everything else. I don't know about that because those guys, there was serious divisions of buffoonery between the FBI and the CIA. If you think about it, they didn't talk. The CIA was running their own op, and they weren't letting the FBI in on it. And those guys were in one guy was in San Diego. So there was a lot of shit there.
There was too much.
So I'll read this. But there was a lot of shit there that was buffoonery and people having agendas that don't want to be told to this day. But it might not be because they wanted that end state. It might be that they just don't want anybody to know that they were running an op because they thought they were going to get some deeper intel, and they let the guys slip right through the fucking cracks.
I don't care what they allowed slipped in through. The physical evidence alone says it was an inside job.
Yeah.
Give you an example. Just WTC 7.
Yeah.
Right? World Trade Center building number 7. Reported on collapsing 22 minutes on the BBC before it collapsed.
Yeah.
Okay. And why did it collapse? Nothing hit it. I mean, from where we're standing to that brick building from the Twin Towers, 47 stories tall, housed all 16 of our intelligence agencies and the mayor's emergency bunker. It was a fortress. You could shoot a howitzer in it from here to there and it would crack the window. And at 5:20 in the afternoon, it did this in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Straight to the ground, perfect controlled demolition, and it wasn't even mentioned in the 9/11 report.
That's interesting, because I had a guy that does construction tell me that there's no way buildings like that would have collapsed from an airplane.
I've spoke to 2 firemen out here this past week, 2 retired firemen.
Yeah.
Both of them said they've been to many high-rise fires, and there's no way in the world those buildings could have come down through fire alone. It would be impossible. And if they did come down from fire alone, which the official story says, okay, why hadn't they changed the fire codes?
Yeah.
Nanothermite, if you're not paper I gave you, I met one of the originators of architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth out here. There are over 3,000 architects and engineers. Some of them are the best in the world, built the biggest, tallest buildings around, right? Bridges, you name it. that have signed their names saying those buildings came down by controlled demolition. They've done the studies. They found nanothermite in the debris.
So given that, let's just red team it, okay, and I'll keep an open mind. Given that that's the theory or the hypothesis, then whose inside job was it? Because the deep state's broad, and now we see Brennan and these functions. Which guy do you think is the most?
Any hypothesis or any crime you figure out, when something happens, first thing you think of is who benefited.
Yeah.
Who benefited?
Well, the military-industrial complex benefited.
And the national security state.
Yeah.
Were the two biggest beneficiaries of that. Now, what do they gain out of that? Of course, what happened right after that? The Patriot Act, which was already written.
Yeah.
Which did what? Took away our rights. What do they want to do? Here's the end game on this.
Yeah.
This is the end game. Okay.
Over here.
It all comes down to this. AI, robotic technology is taking over.
Yeah.
The only reason the elites have kept us around this long is because they needed slave labor. With the advent of AI technology and robotics, they don't need us anymore. I talked to a guy out here that just IT, working with the biggest companies.
Yeah.
Because they're silently laying even us off now.
Yeah.
Because the cloud's taking over.
Yeah.
Robotics are taking in.
Yeah.
So they're laying 500 a week off instead of 5,000, so it doesn't make the news.
Yeah.
So I asked a Harvard professor out here when they had economics. I said, what is AI robotic technology going to do to the people walking these streets in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
He says 50% of them will be out of work. I says, well, what are we going to do with them? Without hesitation, he said, in the past, we've killed you.
Wow.
So what we're looking at here are the elites who never suffer from what they have done to us.
Yeah,
this is
that
coming.
Crowd that shows up in Chantilly when the Clintons show up and they get that one.
Thank you. The Bilderberg group.
Yeah, that
right.
guy, and then they go to fucking Davos and cry that the global economy.
Those are the ones that know what's coming. They don't need us anymore. And so the idea is, if you look at the Georgia Guidestones, number 1, Edith, carved in 8 different languages, states this: maintain the world's population at no more than 500 million. And if you look at Agenda 2030...
How are they maintaining everybody, too?
Right. And if you look at Thank you. And if you look at Agenda 2030, which just got passed in the UN... That program is designed to reduce the world's population to 500 million by 2030. How are they going to do it? Poison vaccines, viruses, release viruses in the air, poison our foods, GMOs, the cancer rates going up, soft kill weapons. You can
see from people like her that again, I don't know enough to know if that's completely correct or not, but people like her, they don't give a shit about the fucking little guy. I completely agree on that. And so the ends do justify the means when you don't count. And I do agree with you. We don't count to them. We don't count to them.
And we're at that point. I mean, just look at the prophecy. I'm going to bring up the Bible if you want. This has happened. This is that time. They do not need us anymore. And so to keep us...
The AI stuff scares me because I'll give you one closing thought. I don't know how much you travel, but if you go to Reagan National Airport, Newark Airport, and you'll get travelers through here asking, you go to a bar, we're in New Orleans, I got a beer in my hand, I'm going to go to a bar, I'm going to make a conversation with a bartender like we did the last 3 places we're at, and they're going to be friendly, and they're going to say, come back tomorrow. You don't talk to a bartender at those places anymore. You talk to an iPad device, and some third country national that doesn't speak English comes and gives you your drink and walks away totally anonymously. And that's just 2017 implemented, 2018. Now we're 19. Fast forward 5 years, they don't need bartenders anymore. They don't need servers. They just need a couple robots to come hand you the drink.
Driverless cars.
Yeah.
Driverless trucks. Drone deliveries.
Anyways, keep up the good work. I got to go catch up my wife.
All right. Check out the Architects and Engineers and I Love It Truth.
All right,
look it up. All right, brother.
Once again, thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember, hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell button, share these videos, and to help me stay out there, please contribute. PayPal at badassunclesam76@gmail.com. Go get one of my designs. badassunclesam.threadless.com. They come with a trigger back guarantee. If you do not trigger a liberal, you will get your money back. So thank you again. God bless you. See you on the streets.